So in this video, I want to share with you 7 tools that I think anyone who's starting a digital marketing agency, or if you're like me, you already have a few clients and you want to scale up, these are things that are going to make it easier to scale because a lot of things are going to be streamlined. And these are 7 things you need to start using right now because it's only going to make things easier as you get started and try to get your first clients. So let's get into it. And with that said, let's get into it. By the way, if you're brand new to the channel, my name is Matt Wacek. I currently own a digital marketing agency, Landscape Marketing Pros, and you guessed it by the name. We do digital marketing for landscaping companies, as well as irrigation, lawn care, tree services. Generally, those companies group some combination of that together, so it just goes all into the landscaping niche. So this leads into the first tool to add to your arsenal, industry knowledge. I cannot stress how important this is because you really need to be able to communicate with these business owners, because if they are considering paying $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 a month for digital marketing services, they're serious about their company. Their life is probably 75% their business, and that's all they think about day in and day out. They might spend a couple hours at night with their family or kids or friends or whatever, but the vast majority of their time they're thinking about their business. So they're fully immersed into their businesses. You need to be at least 25% as immersed as them to understand everything with their business. How much do the services cost? How often are the services rendered? What are the approximate margins for their work? So that way you can kind of see what the value your service would bring and help in terms of them being able to generate more revenue. And also this ties in with picking a niche. So what I would highly suggest doing is finding an industry you have experience in, whether you worked in a restaurant, you worked at a chiropractor's office as an assistant, you did landscaping work, or you installed solar panels, or whatever it may be. Look to your past to see what industries you've worked in. And you can also go to places like Reddit. There are a lot of different topics out there on different industries. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of companies that all post on YouTube. You can learn all sorts of stuff about a lot of different industries there, probably not even just limited to lawn care. But me, for example, I have way too much time, I think, invested into the landscaping industry. I started when I was 15 working for a lawn care company, and I'm 29 now, so almost half my life has been spent in some way, shape, or form in that particular industry, from working for that lawn care company, for municipalities during the summers, doing lawn and landscape work, then going to school for horticulture, starting my landscaping company, graduating, and then building that business over those 5 years, and then doing digital marketing for landscaping companies since basically 2015, pretty much when I got my start with online marketing as a whole. I just use the experience that I have. Makes it very easy to communicate to a business owner during a strategy session that, okay, yeah, I understand everything that you're doing. I understand the residential side, I understand the commercial side, the installation side is different than the maintenance side in terms of numbers, and these are things that you really need to know going into it if you're going to be selling them a service that's going to be making them more money. You got to really understand how their business works. And number 2 is a website. This comes to no surprise to anybody, but you'd be surprised at how many gurus I've heard over the years just say, hey, pick up the phone and you could be at 5, 10, 15 grand a month in 2 weeks if you're good enough at selling on the phone. However, in my experience, if you call up someone and you actually can get to the decision maker, get past the gatekeeper, the secretary that's answering the phones, 9 times out of 10 they're going to ask you, what's your website? And if you say, I don't have one yet, they're going to say, see you later. Because how can you pitch digital marketing services, specifically website design, SEO, without a website? Because not only do you need to practice what you preach with your work that you're doing, but you need to have some presence with your company so that way people can learn about you and your company. Because before somebody shells out $1,000 a month, they want to know who they're actually going to be sending that money to, and is the work actually going to be done? Is this company trustworthy? They're going to just look it up. They're going to be doing their due diligence. When this video is done, don't click out of the video yet, but go over to Namecheap, get a domain, go to SiteGround, get hosting or HostGator. It's a little bit cheaper. However, I prefer SiteGround. And then get Elementor. I think it's like $50 a year for one site package, and as you get clients and use Elementor for them, you can just do the agency package for $200 a year, or $200 the first year, $150 renewal, whatever it is, and spend some time building out your site, building out your pages, make them look good, optimize them for the search results for your niche, whatever it is you're working in. Lots and lots of keywords out there are absolutely wide open. It can be bringing in some high interest prospective clients simply by just ranking and being resourceful by having your site showing up in those search results. The next thing with your website is to make it very easy for them to get in touch with you. I, for the longest time, didn't want to talk to anybody on the phone. I was afraid of talking to people on the phone. I don't know why. I just wanted to be like a ClickFunnels marketer, just only have it be like a webinar sequence practically. Have some type of chatbot, whether you use Drift like I do, Talk.io, whatever it may be, and then also have a button so that way people can just click to call you, whether it's a Google Voice or it's your direct line to your cell phone. Sometimes people don't want to sign up for a 30-minute strategy session because they want to just talk with somebody to get a couple questions answered before they commit to a 30-minute strategy session. So make it easy for them to get in touch with you, whether that's phone or email. I think the phone is going to be the best way to go because then they can actually speak with you. Now, number 3 is a camera and lighting setup. And I'll first cover the reason why, and then we'll do the fun part in getting into the equipment and what I use use and kind of what I got started with, because it's really been a transformation. If you've been watching my channel for any period of time, you'll know that I started off with very, very cheap equipment to at least get some content up there. So video is just king when it comes to content. How many of you would be watching this if this was actually just a 2,000 word blog post article? None of you. Nobody wants to read. It works for your agency to have that type of stuff, but a video working in conjunction with it is only going to improve things. Video is just so much more interactive. Look at why YouTube is as big as it is, to learn things and to also be entertained. So create content, upload it to YouTube, embed it onto your website. I would suggest maybe having one on your homepage, just like a quick welcome video. Have one on your booking a strategy session page, so that way people will understand what's going to go on after the strategy session is booked, so they know what to expect and what to bring to the table, what type of information, whatever. And then also for your blog posts, turn them into videos. Makes it a little bit easier to digest the content. Then when you start getting clients, you get results, get case studies, do videos on that. Share the website, share the data from what you've been able to help your client do. Use clickbaity headlines. This video right here is gonna have clickbait headlines. That's what's going to get the click. That's what's going to get the attention. Clickbaity headlines and thumbnail, drawing interest with the thumbnail especially. I don't care what anybody says about clickbaity headlines, they work. And of course, you'll see it all over YouTube with the big channels that have millions and millions of subscribers or even hundreds of thousands of subscribers. But I've had multiple people in my strategy sessions when I ask them, hey, how'd you find us? They say, oh yeah, your video where you said you added $1.1 million. I saw that, I'm like, I'm in, I need to get in touch with this guy. Right there, $1.1 million, just crazy clickbait headline right there, because it's really not even clickbait, it's reality, it's what happened. Then also same thing in the thumbnail, it says like 158.3 thousand a month to 250K plus. Those types of things right there may seem like it's clickbait, but it's reality, it's what happened. So I'd highly suggest doing that once you get those results coming in. And with all these videos that you're building up, you're gonna be building up a little bit of a following. You don't need to have 10,000 subscribers for your agency in order to get clients coming in. They're gonna pay $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month. But having your website linked right there is going to benefit you with getting traffic coming in, and of course, maybe a little bit of SEO help as well. Now, on the equipment side of things, what I started off with was my iPhone 4S. If you go to my agency's channel and you look at how to mow a lawn, this is the first video I ever made. Back then, I was trying to get some traffic to my website where I was selling a digital training program for lawn and landscape companies. Also had like a downloadable documents, like contracts, proposals, that sort of stuff. And I filmed that video with an iPhone 4S. That's where I got started, iPhone 4S back in 2016. I then upgraded to this guy right here, which is the Logitech HD Cam. It's not the greatest, but I still use it today for strategy sessions. It gets the job done. It shows me on camera. Is it as good as what I'm using right here? No, but it gets the job done. So the next upgrade that I made was to an iPhone 6S. This is where a bunch of my videos on that channel, as well as even some of my first agency channel videos, but you don't need to have anything crazy. You can just use your phone, especially if you have one of the newer iPhones, newer Androids, like what I have now, which a lot of my videos on my personal channel here were filmed with my iPhone X. Over basically since mid 2019 through the vast majority of this year, they were filmed with my phone. And everyone has the phone. If you're probably watching this on your phone right now, instead of that thing using you use it to start generating some money with some clients coming in. So using your phone and basic webcams, I think the webcam I have was like $60 or something like that. That will get you off the ground. Then when you want to invest into something a little bit more professional, then upgrade to the nice camera. So only recently, I forgot when I got this. I know it was sometime in the summer though of this year, 2020, I upgraded to the Canon EOS M200, and I got the content creator kit, which comes with camera, SD card, and a Canon tripod grip. I can hold it without straining my arm too much, and it also folds down into a tripod that I can set right there on my desk. And this camera kit was about $800. If you're just getting started, you do not need a camera like this. Unless you want to invest into a higher quality camera, you can certainly do it, but you don't need it to get started. Now on the side of lighting, what I use currently is this guy right here, which is a Lume Cube. I forgot what the full kit was called, but I use it for these videos like right here. I will actually stack it just like that and have it angled. So it turns on just like this. And this works all right. I'm not a huge fan of this product because the battery life is not that great. I haven't even been using it this much and the battery's almost already dead. I noticed it also gets really warm and overheats, and then it doesn't want to turn on, so that's kind of a bummer. But then the other light that I have is that guy right there. I don't remember what brand it is. I've had it for quite a while, but it is, I think, around $120. It's just a lighting kit, LED bright lights, and I got it from Amazon. So you don't need those things right away. Just film in front during the daytime if you can, in front of a window that has good daylight coming in, especially if it's a cloudy day. The lighting's usually gonna be really good, even if it's sunny out, as long as the sun angle isn't too low. So the fourth tool in your arsenal is a payment processor. Have these things set up and ready to go before you talk with a single prospective client, because you want the process of a client paying you to be as easy and painless as possible. The moment it is difficult, frustrating, they're not gonna be happy. You don't want the onboarding process to have any hiccups at all. You want it to be very easy for them to get everything set up and get things streamlined, because they're going to enjoy the experience. They're going to be happy with the investment that they're making into your company. Making it very, very easy for them to pay by setting up their subscription. So I use Stripe in conjunction with PayFunnels. So PayFunnels is a software that connects into Stripe that allows you to create recurring invoices and then basically like a checkout page where you just copy the link, you put that at the bottom of your proposal or your agreement, your contract, whatever, send it via email to your client. They can click that link, brings them to the checkout, they put in their information, they set up the payment, they make that first payment, then their card is on file and it just bills it every single month. And then there you go. You have a recurring payment coming in every single month. Makes it so incredibly easy. You can set up email reminders and that sort of stuff to go out to your clients so that way they know when the upcoming payment date is. And it just makes it very, very seamless, because you don't want to be sending out invoices and collecting and waiting and having to stop services if they don't pay after 2 weeks or whatever. Having them on a recurring plan like that just makes it so much easier. Number 5 is some type of software to send over your proposals. For the longest time, I used just Word docs and sending it over via email, old school. Don't do that. Invest in something like PandaDoc. That's what I use. It's $59 a month for their base plan. And it is a pretty intuitive software. There's a lot of things that go into it. You're gonna have to spend some time working in it to set up your proposals and all that. But the best thing about it is when you send it out to a prospect, it will tell you when they viewed it and if they've signed it. And if you're dealing with a prospect who's not even opening up your proposal that they wanted you to send them, then you'll know that you don't need to waste time on that prospect anymore, because obviously they're not very interested if they haven't even opened up the document. So using a software like PandaDoc or any of the other ones out there makes it just a lot easier, making that side of your operation a lot more streamlined. So the 6th tool in your arsenal is going to be a PayPal business account. Now, not necessarily for collecting customer payments, we just covered that a little bit ago, but with a PayPal business account, they're going to give you a PayPal business debit card. And the cool thing about it is, first off, it costs nothing to have. And second, there are cashback rewards with these cards with purchases that you make. You're going to be purchasing things in your business anyway, software, hosting, and a whole host of other things. You might as well get some free money back by using it, because you can connect your PayPal account to your business checking account and just have it draw from there, and you get the cashback rewards. It costs nothing. The cashback rewards are usually 1% year-round. Sometimes they'll do bonuses of 1.5%, or like a spend 1,000, get 25 bucks back. Take some of the cash back, go out for lunch, go out for dinner, whatever. And it costs nothing to have a PayPal business account or a PayPal debit card, so why not use it? And the 7th tool to add to your arsenal is software, specifically call tracking, form tracking, and reporting. So what I use, my software stack, if you will, is Cognito Forms on clients' website forums, and then What Converts for call tracking. I believe it's about 30 bucks a month for their cheapest plan. Cognito will integrate with What Converts, and then I use Agency Analytics, which integrates with What Converts, so it can pull all of that call tracking and lead form data and put it into a report that I send out to my clients each month to show them what work was done to the site, what type of links were built, blog posts that were written. Agency Analytics also syncs up with Google My Business, so they can see the stats for their listing, with the ranking, with where it's currently at, as well as the activity, so website visits and inbound calls, and they have the full-on ranking tracking and a whole host of other things that you can add into a report. So that way you can go over that with your client each month and explain to them what's being done, what type of progress are we making, and what are the results so far. So if you got value out of this video, I'd appreciate if you went down below, dropped a like on this video. If you want to stay up to date on my journey with everything that I share here on my channel regarding building my businesses and enjoying some of my hobbies and some of the cool stuff that I like that will be coming here soon, be sure to go down below, smash that subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so you know when all the newest content comes live. If you have questions on any of the tools and different things I mentioned in this video, be sure to leave a comment down below. And that's all I got for this one. I'll see you in the next video.